Today we are going to test electric fat bike picnic in tough winter conditions. And first of all, before we start our test, we have to equip our bike with studded tires. We have a decent winter set of tires. With such stats, ice and snow are absolutely not a problem. And taking into account performance of our bike, the test is going to be exciting. So make some tea and get comfortable, my friends. It's time to begin. Let's go. Hi there, as usual it's me, Just a Voiceover, you're watching Review Machines, and today we again are going to test electric fat bike Picnic 2x2. As you may remember, we already have done a review of this bike. If you haven't seen it, I recommend to do that. We tried to make the best of this bike in summer conditions. And it's really pretty exciting model due to its characteristics and simple and clear design. Besides, we measured the range of the bike in summer. Today we are going to make a range test as well, to compare the summer and winter results. Though we reviewed the specs of the bike in summer video, nevertheless, let me remind you of its main features. Picnic bike. It's an electric fat bike with 20-inch wide wheels. The frame is welded from steel tubes. It looks quite peculiar and may seem even a bit odd. But many people love such design, and it's obvious that it's inspired by extremely popular Super 73 bikes. By the way, it would be more correct to call it a moped, not bicycle, cause there are pedals and motors and big seats suitable for two people. Both wheels are equipped with electric reducer motors, 750 watts each. In this way, we have here all-wheel drive with total power of 1500 kilowatts. That, taking into account reducer motors, makes our bike a real electric beast. Each motor has its own lithium battery, 48 volts power and 15 ampere-hours capacity. There is a big bright display, good quality accessories. Throttle handles are made of pleasant-to-touch rubber. Both wheels are equipped with hydraulic disc brakes, and there are white metal fenders. And probably the most important feature, this awesome old-fashioned headlamp. It looks so cool, doesn't it? Well, it's high time to start our winter tests. But the matter is, I am not a pro rider. And to show you all the capabilities of the bike, we invited a real pro rider, a talented engineer and reckless vehicles tester. Meet Vitalik. Let's go! Well, it seems that winter active riding is a tough thing even for such skilled rider like Vitaly. While he is getting used to the bike, I'd like to mention that I've been using this bike for half a year already, and its mileage is pretty large. So by the moment, I'd had enough of practice to make some conclusions of the bike, and I can say it's really amazing. Everyone who tried it was pretty impressed with the performance of dual reducer motors. It's definitely a dream electric fat bike. But for one thing, I think the only drawback of the bike is a lacking of the suspension system. Wide fat tires provide some smoothness, of course, but if you are a lover of suspension performance, it's probably not your variant. For all that, as I said, it's an amazing bike. It even can do some dope stuff like this. Meantime, the rider Vitalik is getting hang of this bike more and more. And as a matter of fact, with such studded aggressive tires and due to the all-wheel drive, this picnic bike can really be an all-seasonal electric transport. Also, I should mention pretty effective hydraulic brakes. But what can it really do? First of all, let's try to go on the bike right through the deep snow. So what is the result? Due to the perfect torque, the bike is going through the snow with the depths up to the wheels hubs. Well, the studs do their job perfectly, but let's try on a deeper snow. And in such conditions, the bike can go only with the help of rider's legs. No wonder, I should say. Let's remember that we are testing a bicycle, not a snowmobile. Besides, we see that the weight balance is not even. The rear wheel has much more load than the front one. Let's try to tow the ATV with the weight of almost half a ton to test the torque. Well, it managed to steer the ATV. That, I think, quite an impressive result. Generally speaking, there is every reason to say that picnic bike 2x2 on studded tires is pretty capable winter transport that is quite effective on winter forest roads, on cross-country and on hills. Just have a look at the previous video to see what it can do on hills. Meantime, we are going on a flat, snowy road. And here the bike can show us the best performance. There is a hard snow here and ice, but due to the aggressive tires and all-wheel drive, the traction is perfect in these conditions. Let's check the maximum speed now and compare it with our summer results. I remind you that the summer result is 44 km per hour. Now we are moving on the ATV with the same speed as the bike, and as we can see, the result is 42 km per hour. Not bad, taking into account the stats and winter conditions. And it's high time to the most important test. Now we are checking the range in winter conditions. Firstly, let's check the summer result. It's 45 km with one battery, so with double battery the result is 90 km. Today the test will be much harder taking into account the frosty weather and snow on the road. Nevertheless, let's begin. Well guys, what do you think? If our rider deserves some more likes than usually, taking into account the hardest weather conditions. He is cutting his way through the snow and frost, and only your likes can warm him a little. This test took us much time, but after all the bike switched off, so it's time to find out the final result. And the result is 25 km with one battery, consequently 50 km with double battery pack, so we've got the result almost twice as less than summer. No wonder with such weather conditions. And now it's high time to speak about the prices. The picnic bike 2x2 with 2 motors and 2 batteries costs $1,800. And it's time to wrap it up, guys. Please post your comments what you think of this bike. Do you use your fat bikes in winter? What is your range results in frosty weather on snow? Thanks for having a ride with us. Consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. Stay with us. There will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.